I How do I feel about returning to the MCU? I feel great about it. I mean, I love working with Marvel. I love Sharon Carter. And so coming back to play her has been amazing, especially getting to play this new version of Sharon, who I think is just awesome and kind of, you know, cynical, rough around the edges. Yeah, it was cool that we actually get to see where she's been, what she's been up to, and always a blast to come back. With Sharon, I think, we initially meet Sharon as this, wide-eyed, extremely loyal to Cap, young agent who's, full of integrity. I mean, that's sort of who she was in the comic books, and it was really fun to play that. And then I think, with all of the sacrifices that we see that she makes in Civil War, she has to go on the run. And then suddenly we just don't see her for several years. I don't think there was any way around it, but to really address the situation head on. And here we find her in Madripoor, and she's still a fugitive. She's been hustling, or, dealing art, stolen art in this sort of pirate-like town. And it's just a very different version of Sharon than we've seen, and rightfully so. And for me, it was a lot of fun to play that. And I just really am glad that we got to explore that side of her, and that we didn't just sort of bring her back and everything's just like back to normal, because there's just no way that you can't address all of that time. So yeah, I loved playing this version of Sharon. It was very intense to prepare for these fight sequences, only because I was shooting two projects at the same time. And, with anything, for me anyway, I have to do it, at 1,000%. And so when I wasn't shooting, I was, stunt training, as much as I possibly could. Also because, with these sequences with Sharon, she doesn't have any powers, I mean, it's all, me fighting essentially. And so, yeah, we spent a lot of time, months, preparing and just figuring out what Sharon's fight style would be in this world of Madripoor, but also having had this technical, agent background and training in that sense. So it was just very, very cool to explore that. And the training was hard, but it's, always rewarding, when you put the time into something like that. Madripoor is probably a good metaphor for her state of mind. I mean, you get there and it's chaos, and it's it's lawless, and it's so much fun. And our set designers did such an incredible job, making this world just seem so, out there. And the fact that Sharon has been existing within this world for quite a while, and she's thriving, really. I mean, it shows that, she can kind of sort herself out wherever she is, in whatever circumstance she's in. Does that mean that she's happy with it? No. And I think you get that sense when she sees the boys for the first time. I mean, she's quite annoyed, and very, very pissed off, and rightfully so. But they're also kind of her ticket out and to that pardon that she so badly wants. So yeah, I think Madripoor is the perfect place to find Sharon after all this time. I mean, I love working with these guys so much, and Kari is just an amazing director. And to be honest, it was very nice to also just have some female energy as well on the set. But mostly it was interesting because because we were working through this new version of who Sharon is and what she's been up to and all that stuff. Kari was just great at helping sort of figure that out with me. And then with the boys, it's just always fun, always jokes, always laughing. And it's a lot of night shoots and a lot of difficult, circumstances on set at times, very fast paced. And so it's great to have that, initial relationship with them, having known them for a while. And then also, just laughing. I mean, that's pretty much all we do when we're not shooting. So it was a lot of fun. The benefit of Disney Plus and having the streaming platform in the Marvel universe, I think, is just the value of time. You know, having extra time with these characters is so wonderful for people who are fans of the films and fans of these characters. You know, Sharon is a perfect example of, you know, trying to figure out how to slot her into these movies, but when you're trying to service so many characters, it's difficult, and it makes total sense. You have such a limited amount of time to tell the story, and here within this platform, you really get to dig a little bit deeper into the characters. And I think that you know, for people who love these movies, you know, the shows are going to be really exciting.
Hi there, here's today's Daily Fact. All the films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are split into bigger phases in which groups of films are linked to one another and in which characters make cameos in other movies. The first phase began with Iron Man, the second one with Iron Man 3, and the third one began with Captain America Civil War. It is currently ongoing, although producer Kevin Feige said that this concept will probably change for future films. Remember to click below to subscribe or on the side for more great content.